This movie was absolutely incredible. I think it's one of the best horror movies I've seen in a long time. You really feel for the characters, and it gets very stressful at times. I think the only character that really didn't have any development was Lex. Like, she's just kind of there most of the time, and then she's like the first one in the friend group to go. Um, but this movie was really good. There's a lot of twists and turns. It turns out the whole time that the people from the dark web, spoiler alert, obviously. So if you don't want to hear it, turn away now. That the people from the dark web were wanting him to have the computer this whole time. Because, I mean, let's get into that. This movie starts off with a guy trying to get into a computer, and he clearly doesn't know the password. Um, Later, he tells people that he bought it off of Craigslist. We see him messaging somebody who claims it's their computer and that he stole it, and he lies to them, saying the same lie that he told his friends that he got it off of Craigslist. But it turns out that he in fact did not get it because she says, "Well, then show me the link on Craigslist," and he can't. Um, so then he admits that he stole it and he says he'll return it. But he ends up getting, I forget, whatever. He gets some type of message, and that stops him from returning it. I feel like if he would have returned it then and there, everything would have been done. But he didn't. He didn't. All he had to do was return the computer, and he didn't. He says he got it from a lost and found, so I guess he didn't. I feel like that's not really stealing. Like, I feel like you shouldn't take something from a lost and found if you know it's not yours, because it's put there for the people who lost it to come and get it, to come and find it. You know, if someone leaves something at a restaurant, they put it in the lost and found, and then maybe a few weeks later you go to the restaurant realizing you forgot it, you go check the lost and found, it's there. But it was at a computer place he worked at. Um, he said it had just been sitting there for 3 weeks. He was tired of his shitty computer, so he decided to take it. And that just led to all the events in this movie. Much like the first movie, where the reason the friend group is being harassed is because of something the friend group did. In this instance, it's only something he did. They're not in on it. And what he did, I feel like, isn't exactly too terrible, but unfortunately, did not end well for him or the friend group. One of the two of the most messed up kills, actually, that happen in this movie are this guy AJ, where they edit some clips together, making it sound like he is a domestic terrorist, and they get him swatted. And then the dark web hackers, uh, they make it sound like he has a gun and he gets shot to death. Then there's this other character who I forget her name. They try and make her choose between her girlfriend, soon to be wife. They did get engaged, but honest, obviously that doesn't happen now. Um, and her sick mother, and the hackers end up killing her mother and her wife, and it's just gut wrenching. And then she dies right after. She barely even gets to take it in before she's killed. A lot of these kills are off screen, but you hear like heavy thuds, and honestly, I feel like that's enough. I think her name's Kelly. Um, but yeah, there's just like a sickening thud when she gets killed. No, wait, that was the other girl that gets killed with a hammer. Who, by the way, was the most random character ever. The main character has a girlfriend who's deaf, and apparently she has a roommate. We find out that she has a roommate when that roommate dies. Like, she gets home, She's like, oh, hey, she's just in the shower. And then she gets killed by one of the hackers. So, yeah, she felt like a pretty pointless character just to add to the body count because she wasn't mentioned. They didn't mention in any of the scenes that she had a roommate. We didn't find out she had a roommate until the roommate showed up. Um, it just feels like that is the only real critique I have of the movie. It's kind of a little bit lazy writing to not just have a throwaway line about how she has a roommate. Like they could have just had the main character go, "Where's Kelly?" and then they say where she is and why she's not there right now. And then the movie ends crazily where one of the hackers kills the other guy by hanging him and frames the main character by photoshopping his face onto one of the kidnappers. So now all the evidence leads to this friend group that they look like the bad guys because they had also copied the files to turn into the police. But they can't exactly turn it into the police if they're dead, and all the evidence is photoshopped now. And then it turns out that this whole thing has been being live streamed to people asking like what they think is going to happen. Like there's one thing at the end of the movie where like, oh, should this guy survive or not? And then they all vote no when he gets hit by a fucking bus. It's a crazy movie. It's just I think it's really good. I think it's better than the first one, and I think it's just a really good horror movie.